Hey guys, let me see here. Center. Hey, good morning. James Drew here. James in. How y'all doing? It's Friday. You're watching episode 134. Babylon is calling. Who's in? Who's in? This picture trended on Twitter yesterday. It's a real picture. It's from California. And it's showing you truth captured in a single frame. Those of you on podcast, you're looking at a flaming inferno with the senior center that says, come join us. And the only sign there that says, wear a mask, wash your hands, social distance, and stay safe. And the fact that it says stay safe, come join us, is truly the epitome of what's happening all around us. It is slight rain here today. I hope that the volume is okay and the audio is coming in. Fuck, man. Let's watch. So to really just descend right into the tar pit. Let's talk about QAnon. QAnon posted 2 days ago. Q. By the way, you see this exclamation HS1JQ13JV6, right? Keep in mind that they've been saying that is a hash code transferred over from every server that they've left from. And despite having the salt publicly not shown, there would be no way of transforming that crypto code over to where these things are verified. And if you actually look at those, they actually were book titles. So this isn't even encrypted. Doesn't mean it's not real, but it does mean that the idea that this is all, they had to use a secret server to communicate with you is not real. That part's not real. Okay? Duck rape is real. This is not. The auspices that this is under are not. All right? But we will continue. We will continue because the zeitgeist wants this. The zeitgeist drinks this like a milkshake. And that milkshake has just been brought to the free market. It will be available in Starbucks everywhere, as I'm about to show you. So what did Q say? Ask yourself a very simple question. Why is everything REQ being censored, banned, and attacked? When do you expend ammunition, resources? Q. That was 2 days ago. 2 days ago, Q is reminding you that they are always censored, banned, and attacked. The largest accounts in the truth movement on Twitter are Q accounts. The largest accounts on YouTube are Q accounts. The largest titans of this game are devoted to QAnon. And painting this as censorship causes you to coddle and aid because you feel censored too. And you're so censored that 2 days later, this happens.
The crux of the theory is this belief that you are secretly saving the world from this satanic cult of pedophiles and cannibals. Does that sound like something you are behind?
Well, I haven't heard that, but is that supposed to be a bad thing or a good thing? I mean, if I can help save the world from problems, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to put myself out there.
We're back with our guests, and Claire McCaskill, that was all spoken out loud today in the West Wing of the White House. And maybe, devil's advocate, it's the 5G talking, because if it can spread COVID, maybe it can get into your head. But how many voters do you reckon that gets him by saying that?
None. It loses him votes. But he doesn't get that part. He doesn't know how to expand past this little calcified bubble of people that think he's terrific and the world is out to get him. So it is outrageous, especially when you contrast it with what we heard tonight. It is embarrassing for our country.
Professor, does every day give us a new living, breathing, alternative, flip side image of the former president who spoke tonight?
Every single day. And it previews what we're going to see next week, Brian. We're going to see white grievance, white fear, appeals to white resentment. As David Plouffe has said, we're going to be experiencing white power hour over and over again for a few days. So we need to buckle up and witness what we witness.
Lawrence, fine.
White Power Hour is coming. White Power Hour is here. And both 2 days after QAnon says he's censored, Fox News, that wasn't Fox News, but Fox News and MSNBC, the two that you're told oppose each other, release the same story, but with different polarity, right? White Power Hour on MSNBC, Fox News.
During the pandemic, the QAnon movement appears to be gaining a lot of followers. Can you talk about what you think about that and what you have to say to people who are following this movement right now?
Well, I don't know much about the movement other than I understand they like me very much, which I appreciate. But I don't know much about the movement. I have heard that it is gaining in popularity, and from what I've heard, these are people that when they watch the streets of Portland, when they watch what happened in New York City in just the last 6 or 7 months, but this was starting even 4 years ago when I came here. Almost 4 years, can you believe it? These are people that don't like seeing.
You're so right, Rachel. This is a Dave Chappelle episode.
Chicago and New York and other cities and states. And I've heard these are people that love our country and they just don't like seeing it. So I don't know really anything about it other than they do supposedly like me, and they also would like to see problems in these areas, like especially the areas that we're talking about, go away, because there's no reason the Democrats can't run a city. And if they can't, we will send in all of the federal, whether it's troops or law enforcement, whatever they'd like, we'll send them in, we'll straighten out their problem in 24 hours or less. Okay?
You got any more of them Q-Posts? Hey, you got any more of them Q-Posts, Rachel? Oh, man, I could use some more of them Q-Posts right there, yeah. Look at yourself. Right? I bring this up. I know we just lost D-Quest. He's like, fuck this, dude. I'm out of here. I mean, he didn't say fuck this, but he was like, I'm out of here. I've had enough of this. But sadly, D-Quest is missing where I'm going with this. People of the podcast, you're looking at Donald Trump shaving the head of Vince McMahon, held down by... That dude is like somebody, right? In the black and white, Randy Russell Rand Savage, right? And the black dude is probably like some other dude. And then there's cameramen all around him. Trump knows placement. He knows vector. He knows scene. He knows the setting, right? What are they doing? They're not breaking the fourth wall, right? You're seeing the fourth wall broken by a photographer who's outside the ring. But notice how Trump, Vince McMahon, and all the opponents, they know that there's a fourth wall. They know it's there. They know that's where the camera goes, right? Stone Cold Steve Austin. Thank you, Creation Bear. Thank you. I'm not sure if you should be proud that you know that or ashamed, Creation Bear. I'm just kidding. Yeah. I knew him. See, I'm with you. Guys, I love Dukes of Hazzard. So, anyway. That's showbiz. That you could not ask for a more Freemasonic clue than Trump entering the World Wrestling Federation as a wrestler long before he was ever a politician. Right? It's already it's already showing you what's coming before it comes. But because it's so nuts, we're just like, no, that wouldn't happen. No, he just legit ran for president. No one thought she would lose. Remember? That was all over everything. No one thought she would lose. And the entire purpose of that injection was to get you to think that no one thought that she would lose, which means to believe that she would lose would mean that you would think that there was actually a contest. You would actually see that there's a contest involved. Lee Johnson, this is like 5-6 times where in the comments and whatever you're like saying one truth, presenting yourself to other people, saying one thing but not another. And you also keep going after my moderator, which is literally my brother here. We talk every day. He shows me your screenshots when you come on playing the victim that you're being censored. You just missed another grand example. Just stop being a douche. That's all. You're happy. You're welcome to come back. But I need anyone else to read his diatribes about how much he's a victim and how everyone's ganging up on him. I need people to understand. OKC is the mod. He's trying to maintain some semblance of removing the Lord of the Flies concept from this chat. Lee Johnson, you were contributing to that. Feel free to post about how you're not. I just need people to understand what it is you keep doing. This is 5, 6, 7, 8 times in a row. It's over weeks. All right, dude? So, stop being a douche. Thanks, buddy. Okay, Seabear, I got your back, man. I've seen them. I know what he types. I know what he types versus what he's saying he's typing. It's ridiculous. It's a wrestling match. Even we have that. Here locally. This is all part of it. And the only way that we are interested is if it has enough drama, is if it has enough salt in it, if it has enough seasoning to pull us in. And the reason why, I haven't talked about Q in forever. Why? Because I know what it is. But I'm bringing it up now because 2 days ago, Steve Bannon was arrested. Right? We talked about this yesterday. Steve Bannon, among 4, arrested and died in an online fundraising scheme for the wall, for building the wall. And that exact same day, QAnon posts, why are we always getting censored? And then it finally hits. If you remember, QAnon was always saying, why will the media not ask the question? Why will the media not ask the question? And it's because they're waiting to bring it to the mainstream. And I'm here to tell you right now, the QAnon fans are the tip of the spear, and they are going to... This is why I've been trying to explain prana, because some of you guys are not going to see the math here, because it's intangible. Plasma is intangible. Belief plasma is intangible. You can't see it. And if you can't see it, some of you are going to say that's not true, or you're going to think it doesn't work that way. You think magic is things that are invisible, but they're not. They're not invisible. They're not seen. These are totally different concepts. All right? Bad news is not seen, bad news is not seen, but it's also not invisible. And you need to learn how to discern these two things. And the tip of the spear is QAnon, that belief structure, the same structure that blocks me. Every one of them blocks me. Martin Geddes blocks me. Praying Medic blocks me. Amazing Polly blocks me. Every one of them do that. And that began with Epstein Island Temple. So how you're probably asking, James, how in the hell does a core group of QAnon followers that MSNBC is trying to call White Power Hour, why are you saying that influences everyone else? And you need to understand what belief technology is. It's a giant tent pole in a field. Underneath that tent pole, you're taking a lance, a javelin, a tall pole. You're sticking it underneath there, and you're propping it up. And the taller that tent pole, the more room you have underneath it for people to gather. That tent pole, its height is directly proportional to the amount of belief plasma inside the people that believe it. Its fanaticism is elevation. Fanaticism is voltage. Once you have an obelisk, at the top of the obelisk, you know you can measure the voltage. It climbs, I think it's exponentially, like times 10. The higher you go, the more voltage it is. And all you're doing is standing on top of an obelisk, a solid granite object made out of salt. And the only reason why you don't get shocked is because it's grounded. That's the only reason why. This is called tether electricity, and the exact same concept works in belief. The technology of belief is a real, tangible thing. I wrote a book about it. You could buy that book. You could buy all 4 of my books. Anyway, the technology of belief explains this plasma. Until you can tangibly see it in your mind palace, until you can simulate with it, you're never going to understand this, because you're going to be lost in the idea that belief is infinite. That you can wake up and whore your beliefs out to anyone and give them as much yarn and line as they want. And you can attach it to as many sailfish, swordfish, sunfish, tuna as you want off your boat. And they can go miles and miles. They can go light years away. And you've got plenty of line and it's no problem. And if the next thing comes along, I believe in octopus too. And you could drop a line there. Oh, I believe in guppies. And I believe in clownfish. I believe in clownfish. Clownfish are colorful. Clownfish stay at the surface. Clownfish shake their ass in front of the reef. And every time you see a clownfish, you're like, I'll believe that too. And you think that you have all the fishing line in the world, you have all the hooks in the world, you have all the lures in the world, and you have all the slots in the back of your boat to stick all these poles in, and you're fine. In fact, you put them all in because you want to seem kind. You don't want to seem prejudiced. You're like, you might think I'm prejudiced. Let me get over here and put all these lines out. And you're going to keep doing that. You're going to keep doing that. You're going to keep doing that. Good morning, Chrissy. You're going to always lose this battle until you understand that this plasma, this belief is plasma, and it's not bad. I would argue with you that reason is more dangerous than belief. I know that sounds insane, but you keep in mind we're living in a world surrounded by psychopaths. And once you get into reason, it becomes a one-way trap sometimes. If you think that your moral compass should lie outside yourself, you will base yourself in reason. You will become a eunuch, you will cut off the tip of your dick, and you will commit pedophilia. It will happen. You will throw yourself into this realm of the head, the etheric prison. And you will not understand how important it is to connect to both, because you've demonized your salt. You've demonized your limbic system. The limbic system itself has been demonized. And you're pretending that the emotions that you feel are an evil demon that's here to deceive you. And because of that, you become blind to it. You become so blind to it that you think that you can turn that shit off. And what happens is a freaking wrestler shows up and shaves the head of someone that you think is bad. And the next thing you know, your limbic system is on board because it doesn't have a captain. I'm here to say to you that there are 2 systems in your boat. Your main sail is your reason, and it is beautiful. It is logos. You set sail to the logos, and you tack back and forth. Using the Hegelian dialectic, by the way, bitches. You tack back and forth. Is this right? I don't know. 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 And you make your destination. Voyage of the Dawn Treader. And that sail is your reason. It's your intellect. It's your etheric thought process. But you have a rudder. You've got a keel deep in that water. And you're up at the front of the boat. Okay, some of you are up at the front of the boat. and your nipples are embracing the wind, and you're spreading your arms, and you're just like, oh, and you've left that fucking rudder because you think it's evil. You think it's bad. You think it's negative. You think it's You think it's too somber. You think it's too reverent. You think it's too traditional. You think it's too rebellious. And you're lying to yourself. Look at yourself. Bamboozled. You gotta find both of these, man. You gotta find both. You can steer that boat from the back, man. You can do it. You will note that you can tack. You can do it from the... You gotta get back there, guys. Carl, if you believe that there is a secret underground, 60-year-old subterranean white hat that's been secretly plotting while we commit more and more war, more and more murder, while Monsanto takes over our entire crops, while our entire education system and medical industry continues to fall worse and worse over the last 60 years, but it doesn't matter because secretly in the bathroom inside the Oval Office, where Monica Lewinsky blew Bill Clinton, all the presidents wear white hats at 11 in the morning after their coffee, and they go in that bathroom and they say a secret prayer to JFK. And if you do not understand my analogy, I don't think you're going to follow this episode, because that is standing at the bow of the boat. You were at the front of the boat, and your arms are in the wind, and you were begging the current to take you wherever the fuck it wants, because you just want to feel righteous. You just want to feel that forecastle. You want wooden boobies. You want people to feel your wooden boobies as you hang out over the forecastle of that ship, saying, we are righteous. I have the codpiece of righteousness on my cock. We are sailing on, and we will ignore that keel. We will ignore that rudder, because that's the evil Luciferian reptilians, or whatever the fuck it is. And if you're going to believe that DC is here to defeat DC, you are not king of the world. You are its bitch. And the only reason why you're staying on that forecastle is because that point is shoved so far up your ass that there's no way you'll get off. And how does that happen? With lie after lie after lie, with yarn after yarn after yarn, dipped in heroin for months and months and months, and years and years and years. Sensei has nunchucks, and they're called QAnon, and they are beating the shit out of people right now with it. And this is leading straight into Zionism. What is Zionism? I will define this term again for you. Hello, everyone. Glad to have you here on this lovely Friday. I'd like to say that the people that are still here, really appreciate you. I do not say that enough. I do not think that enough. Out loud. And I appreciate you guys. I really do. Zionism is germ theory for the spirit. And when enough people understand this, enough people are going to save the forest. Yeah, it really is that dramatic. We will save the forest. We will become Lorax of men. And you're going to have to... It's related to Zionism and belief technology. And I know it sounds like I'm plugging my book, but this is why I wrote that book, The Technology of Belief. This is exactly why. Because I'm trying to show you that within the trifecta of Abraham, Judaism, Islam, Christianity, there is a side effect. It's a beautiful archetype. It's true. It has to be truth. It would not work if it was not truth. And wrapped around that truth is a vine, a long black vine. And that vine is manipulating you. It's manipulating people into believing in germ theory of the spirit. Zion is the promise of a golden land if we would just eradicate our evil. If we would find the COVID-19 inside of us, inside of each other, and take it out, this will all be okay. And this did not start in March. This began in the streets of Rome. It began in Egypt. It's so old that we don't know when it got here, but it was installed. It was installed in your salt to make Dojo Earth work. This whole dojo would not work without that germ theory being installed. It's the only way that would start the Crusades. It's the only way that would start the circumcision. It's the only way that would start every freaking war we've ever had. I would argue with you that even communism itself is the inversion of that. It's the living inversion of that. Both are centered around germ theory. And I'm telling you, that's why we're here. You're here to learn the folly of germ theory. You're here to be born into this lie. You're here to believe it, and you're here to overcome it. And you need all those steps. You cannot pass go. This is not chutes and ladders. You're going to have to do each step because you won't understand the next step. And people are giving you clues. Trump is freaking showing you. Did Trump ever say I left the ring? Did Trump ever say I'm no longer a wrestler? Did he ever say that? You're right, Robin. It's so invasive that it invades your psychology. What is Freud telling you when he says ego's bad? Robin, what is that telling you? Where does the ego come from? Ego is the energy of the heart. So he's telling you that your heart is bad, right? He's telling you that. If you're a boy, he's telling you want to have sex with your mom. If you're a girl, he's telling you want to have sex with your dad. And these ideas aren't even fully his. It's interesting that you note this. I need you to picture that even Freud himself was lighting lanterns that were then picked up in the food court by hungry mouths who wanted that shit. Do you understand? That shit sells to the university because people come to a university to enroll in germ theory. They come there. I discovered I was a racist when I entered college. College gave that to me. They were like, hey, guess what? You're a racist. And I was like, no, I'm not. It's like, well, do you want to pass this class? I'm like, yeah. Well, you're a racist. It literally does happen that way. It does. And I wanted to be racist. They didn't force me. I wasn't like, okay, I was a racist. No, in college, I was like, yeah, I'm totally racist. Oh, God, I'm a sexist too. Fuck yes. Yes. Yes, I'm a sexist because I found that scene in Dracula hot. Yes. That means I'm a sexist. And I took that too. I got hash marks. So you can't blame the system. Stop blaming the system. The food court is not your enemy. Your appetite is the opponent here. Your appetite is the opportunity for alchemy, I should say. You actually get a better parking pass, Rachel. If you have a racist card and a sexist card, you get to park closer to campus. It's all built in. It's a beautiful system. And if you emerge from there, victorious from college, you will discover you're not even a male. Or you're not even a female. You're a blur. And what is that blur? It's disassociation. You're showing the world I am now mutable. I can mute to whatever label you need me to be. Yeah. Chrissy, if you really want to understand the food court, you have to look at Jung and Freud. And Freud's wife. More Freud's wife, honestly. You have to look at both. You'll see it's the food court that's there. James True is in the food court. I have a small kiosk. And it's going well. It is going well. People have come down to try and burn down this cart. My Zuki dog cart. They have tried to burn it down. You've seen it happen. And we are still here. I am still making Zuki dogs. Black bean chili. Not rice, risotto. Think about it. Just, I'm a racist with no pants. It's enlightening, says Gaia Bear. It's very cold right now. That would be enlightening right now. I'm actually wearing pants today. Did not want to stream today. Not because of you guys. I freaking love that there's like a tribe here. It's not about that. Man. I freaking hit again yesterday. Vitriola trifecta. And I know I'm like in the comments, everyone's like, hey James, would you stop interjecting things about your life? Can you please stop doing that? Or hey James, things that are upsetting you, can you not talk about those? And it's like, no. You think I have control over what the fuck comes out of this? I still cuss. Don't you think I would stop cussing right now if I could? Elliot, age 10. Probably heard me say very bad words yesterday. You think I'm proud of that? I'm not. You think I could stop cussing? I would. You think if I could stop talking about things that hurt me personally? I would. Do you know how much shit I get from Owen and his bullshit? Because I'm expressing my emotions sometimes? They're like, oh, he's spiraling. He's expressed something that happened that was bad. He's spiraling. You know, and I alchemize what I can, you know? Because, like, what does a vulture do? It spirals. It literally spirals. What does a vulture eat? It eats the death around him. He can't kill me. And he can't make me stop bitching. I will keep bitching. I will bitch about things. I will bitch about things. If you abandon me, I will bitch about you. Yeah. You can leave me without abandoning me, by the way. Abandoning me is when you won't tell me what's happening. That's what abandonment is, all right? You do not abandon someone by walking up to him and saying, hey, James, this isn't working out. I'm going to go. That's not abandonment, is it? Is it? I bet you guys don't even know that. I'm sorry, not all you guys. But I bet some of you guys don't even know that. I bet some of you guys are like, whoa, wait. That's not abandonment? No, that's not abandonment. Did you guys know that or not? Yeah, you're saying let it out, brother Sunburst, but you could be like, yeah, let it out. Let's see how far we can get him to go. Yeah. Abandonment is not communication followed by leaving. That's not abandonment. Abandonment is I'm going to fucking take this pin and stick it into you like a bug, and I'm going to put you on the corkboard. And you're going to sit there going, wondering what the fuck's going on for days. That is abandonment. Do you guys understand? Do you understand why I got upset with Benjamin Balderson? How many times did I have to tell you this? That's his land. I would never come between him and his land. Never. Never. I was not hurt because he wanted to use his land. I was hurt because he wouldn't communicate. He stuck me like a bug with a pin, and he stuck it in the corkboard, and he left it hanging, and he left it dangling. You think I'm mad that Owen Benjamin turned on me? He turns on fucking everybody. No. I'm mad because the guy was texting me every day. He was telling me his deep problems. We were sharing like friends. And then he fucking abandoned me. And he created a live stream about it instead. He created a live stream about it. I found out that he was leaving through his live stream. Do you know how I found out Benjamin Balderson was leaving? Through Aaron's live stream. Ben wouldn't even put up a live stream. Yeah, I'm probably spiraling now. I get it. I'm probably spiraling now. It's probably like, oh, here we go. The James Show's on. Let's unsubscribe now. James, can you stop talking about your personal problems? No, I can't, okay? Because this is my freaking life. I'm not here to freaking today's world. I've never been able to do that. I'd still be doing trade shows if I was doing that. Be making good money. I'd probably have a family. Like everyone's like, I don't have a family. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me is that I have too much fucking witness, bitches. My witness is so strong, no one can hang with me, so they fucking leave. And they can't be like, James, this is not working out. Your witness is too strong. Fuck no. Leave me all you want, man. Friends leave me all the time. Hey, James, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. Or, hey, James, I'm moving. Or, James, I can't agree with you anymore. I embrace that. I want mementos from those people to remember them. But this stuff, and it started with QAnon. It did. It did start with QAnon. Most of you guys don't know this, but it did. Some of you know. Jack68 knows. I bet. I don't want to speak for you, Jax. But there's people that have known me for a while, and they know this. They're like, yeah, I totally see that. I saw that too. And it's over and over and over again. And so, yeah, the people that I've called out, that's exactly how I feel they've done, because that's what they did. That's how it feels. And it's not everybody. It's not. There's a lot of people that I move on from, that it's not an issue. I'm talking about the ones that are... It's because of my witness. And it sounds so self-righteous. So here, those of you looking for self-righteous things, here it is. People leave me not because I do shit wrong. People leave me because I see the fuck out of them. I will see the fuck out of you if you're in my life. I will see the fuck out of you. And I'm not even talking about I'm going to accuse you or I'm going to correct you. No, it's not that. I literally see you so well that your blood boils if you hate yourself. That the guilt rises to the surface if you're doing something wrong. That the insecurities that you have are amplified by 1,000,000 when I give you my witness. Someone tell me I'm wrong. Someone tell me how fucking arrogant or stupid or whatever that is to say this right now. Go ahead. Tell me. Because I'd love to hear. I'd love for you to frickin' enlighten me on how I'm wrong about this. And it took me 49 years to realize this shit. That the reason why people abandon me is because my witness is too strong. And I'm trying to turn it down. But why? Why the fuck should I? Why? Four minutes behind. I love a good honest spiral. Thank you, Rising Logos Bear. I'm glad I could help. If I don't, you know what else? You know what else? Man. Oh, thank you, Karen. If honesty is a commodity, your vault is full, James. And I forgot what I was going to say. When we post stuff, to each other, there's so much electricity to it. there's a reason why the internet is here. I know that we think, well, it's been invented, it's been do this, it wasn't invented. You don't go to a rock that's on a stream, next to a stream, and say, oh, that rock invented moss. It didn't invent moss. The moss developed as a relationship. It was showcasing what was happening. The internet is an etheric moss. It's a necessary function as we gain our powers, as we gain this second attention. We are learning how to link up with people, and we have to find a way to justify how that works. We have to build a scaffolding that allows us to comfortably believe that it's workable. If you understood that we're just connected all the time, and that all of us give each other full witness, you would abandon the shit out of everyone around you. The same way it's been happening to me. Everyone that you loved and cared about would fucking abandon you because you're giving them your full witness. It would hurt too much. It turns up so far that they can't stand it. And so they find a way to destroy the relationship. That's what Benjamin Balderson did. That's what Owen Benjamin did. Guys, Owen put all of his balls in my fucking court every single day. His language was pouring. My language was pouring out of his mouth. The witness was so strong. The minute it got scary, he had to cut that shit off. And he had to do it in a violent way. You know what I mean by violent? I'm not trying to be dramatic, but it just... Instead of texting one person, me, he live streamed to 6,000. That's kind of like, what the fuck? What did Benjamin do? What did Snake do? It's the same thing. It's what did Amazing Polly do? Amazing Polly and I were friends. We used to give each other money, like contribute to each other. All the time, until Epstein Island. And it was over. And the minute that came out, Martin Geddes, Praying Man, all of them, in unison. Boom, 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 boom. Oh shit. Oh shit. James is giving too much witness to QAnon. I was giving too much witness to QAnon. And everyone asking me, where's your family? Why don't you have a family? Well, I gave my wife too much witness. And that's why I went fucking crazy from it, because do you know what it's like to not know what you did wrong? Because I spent years spiraling on that going, if I don't know what I did wrong, that means I did something so wrong that I'm in denial of myself. That's how deep I dug. I wanted that truth so fucking bad because I wanted to claim every single thing I did wrong to ruin something like that, like a marriage. That's why I went so nuts. That's why I lost my business, lost everything else. It wasn't about her. It was because I was lost on the idea of what did I do wrong? The devotion, the time, the resources, the effort, the cooking. Fuck the cooking. Man, I'm not trying to say I'm all like super great. I'm actually telling you the opposite. I'm telling you what I did wrong was I had this giant fucking Q-beam. And I know that's weird because we're talking about Q, but a Q-beam is like this old school spotlight that cops have on their car. It's like this giant Q-beam. But it's called witness. And when I bring it in the house, everyone's like, holy fuck, man. And when I leave, people are like, God, I love that. We should get that guy back here. And so I come back, and everyone's like, oh, fuck, would you get the fuck out of here? And it's constant. It's constant. It's constant. Why do you think there's James True Clown 5.0 in the fucking chat? Do you think he started off at 5.0? The witness. You're watching a man who has too much witness for everyone around him. And it's happening again and again and again on most of the topics we discuss. QAnon is just one of several. And the witness I'm telling you about demons, about Jesus, about necromancy, about ancient AI, about Dojo Earth, about discernment, about aperture, all of that shit. Do you know why it resonates with you? Because it's fucking true. And do you know why it's fucking true? Because I have a fucking witness that's wide the fuck open. Why? I think it's because I went through some shit. And when I went through some shit, I just stared as deeply as I could into the abyss. Everyone else was like, oh, that's evil, that's evil. And I'm like, the abyss is where everything comes from. Everything that I'm afraid of is in that abyss. Don't tell me to step away. Don't tell me I should be afraid of that. That abyss is going to be afraid of me. I will stay here until I have a conversation with Cthulhu or whoever the fuck you want to bring up. Lovecraft, fuck you. I will stay here because this is immersion and I'm here to dilate. And what else can you dilate more on than the abyss? Some of you go around praising the pendulum or the pedestal, sorry. Like, oh, the pedestal is the greatest place in the world if we could only get up there. And turn around and shame anyone that's doing the same thing to the pit. We are here to fall. We are here to crash. We are here to do this. We should be applauding each other for our belly flops. Not hanging them up like, how dare anyone fucking try. The fucking wanted poster up all over town for Prometheus, isn't there? A wanted poster for anyone who has a big cock. It's like, oh, we got to get that guy. Can't have that shit. You found it? Thank you. He's not even a grifter, Judah Bear. He's not. None of us are grifters. We're just retarded. We're so retarded we spill water on our keyboards. We're so retarded we lose thousands of dollars on friends that we shouldn't have trusted. We're so retarded we bail friends out of jail. Only so they'll ignore us. Because we bailed them out of jail. We're so retarded we expected pats on the back when we point out that the secret satanic pedophile face-eating cannibal billionaire submarine temple is a hoax, a movie set. We abandon those people because the witness doesn't fit. NASA isn't here because they're evil. NASA is here because we're hungry. We're hungry for that. And I see it every day. And it's only now, after I've been abandoned for the umpteenth fucking time, that I finally, thanks to a conversation last night, that I finally started to realize that it has nothing to do with me. Well, I mean, what it has to do with is my witness. And that if I want to have friends like that, if I want to have relationships like that, I have to check my witness at the door. And I'll be lying to you to say I'm not considering that. Like I'm like sitting here going, like, how could I do that? I won't. I can't. But I'm just saying I definitely think about it. Thank you, Jack68. Here's to acknowledge witness and standing within. Love you, James. Love you too, Jack68. Jack68 did not abandon me. I hope she doesn't mind me talking about that. But Jack68 did not abandon me. Jack68 had a problem with me. And she didn't abandon me. And now she's giving me $24.99. I'm not saying that. I just thought it was funny. But it's... Guys, abandonment is a very special kind of trauma. And I tell you, you know what's on the other side of abandonment is breaking free from the tree. What I mean by that is that as you sprout from your parent, right? As you become your individual, I know some of you are like, oh, geez, what is he doing? Like this is the side of a tree, and then there's like a sprout that grows, right? Like a branch. That branch, needs an electrical abhorrence to the main stalk. It has to abhor. A child has to abhor its parent. It's the only way that it can grow in a tangent away from it into its own. Do you understand? And so abandonment is that exact same energy. We even need to feel abandoned so we can complete that cycle and heal that laceration. Mitosis is a ripping apart, right? Mitosis is a ripping apart. That's a painful process. That pain is going to be transmitted through you, through your rudder, through your keel. You're going to feel it in the bottom of your boat. And you're going to go, what is that pain? And if you're tapped in, you're going to notice it. You're going to say that's abandonment. And you may be able to go so far as to notice that is me splintering off from this other, from my parent, from my zeitgeist, from my government, from my belief in training wheels, right? From my fear of fire. And so when you see someone going through a complicated breakup, what you're truly seeing is the electrical mitosis that's necessary for those two people to heal, for those two people to become separate. I can't tell people you got to stop watching Q. It'll never work. All I can do is teach you about the technology of prana. If you understand it's finite, you'll start to realize you can't just whore it out. You can't just do that. And after you wear it out enough, you'll stop even thinking that it's even salvageable. And that's hard. That's the hardest. That's definitely the hardest. So, don't take it personally. Whatever the fuck that means, right? It's like the worst advice ever. Don't take it personally. Why do we even take it if it's not personal? Like, that is the biggest corporate thing ever. Don't take it personally. I got a Dear John letter yesterday, and in the Dear John letter, it fucking said, "I will always be here for you." as they were leaving, they were signing off with, "Hey, I'm leaving, but I will always be here for you." And I had to beg permission to get that letter. They were ignoring me. I was that bug on that pin. And I had to write and ask permission. "Hey, could you please do this right?" And when I texted that, I got that letter within a half a second. So I could tell right away, this had been written for days. This had been waiting for days. And the abandonment came in when you realized that I'm just something on a shelf. That we are items on a shelf to each other when we're engaged with this kind of mentality. It's such a savage pain, man. I don't mean to complain. I don't. I have to say it's savage though, because it's such a tangible feeling. I could feel my stomach shrinking as someone's like turning me into this little trinket that they can put on like a little memento. That they're just like, "Oh, look, okay, I got this guy right here. Oh, that's cute." And it's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go now. I'm going," and then they're gone. And then if it comes back, great. If not, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's not real. It's not real. Tat, the entire world underthinks. Shut the fuck up. Stop. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Thank you, whoever deleted that. My God. It's the same people that come in and go, "Yeah, why does it matter if God's real?" And I'm just like, are you fucking high? Why are you here? Like, what is your purpose here? If you're like, why are we discussing things? Why are we discussing things? Can someone explain to me why we're discussing things? I don't understand why it's important that we should discuss things. This is just like really weird that we're discussing things. Can someone tell me why we're discussing things? That seems very strange that we're discussing things. It's like, what the fuck, y'all? Why does the shape of the earth matter? Why does you talking matter? Why does your identity matter to me at all now? Why are you breathing? Shouldn't you consider maybe not breathing anymore? Because it doesn't seem like it should be something that we should be talking about or even supporting, honestly. I'm just going to put this pillow over your face right now. Why would I not put a pillow over your face right now? This makes no sense. Tat, you freaking retard. Don't you come in here and play that game where none of us should be talking about stuff? Freaking retard. Man, I'm ornery today, and I should be, because I got abandoned over and over and over and over again. And when I talk about it, people are like, you shouldn't discuss your feelings. That's really poor. This is what I was going to say. I hope I remember this. No one give me a super chat right now. This is what I was going to say. I've been doing this for a while. I've already... I hope you guys are enjoying the show, by the way. I really do. This so much fodder is going to come out of this against me. I just hope you guys are enjoying it. I really do. Okay, don't forget, James. Don't forget. When I post things on Facebook, I've been wanting to say this for months. When I post things on Facebook, because of all the work I put into pruning my garden, I can post really controversial stuff on Facebook, and there's like a nice quiet peace zone that I have there. In fact, other of my friends will come in and they will hang out in that garden, and I love it. It's like we're having tea together, right? And we're just like, we're having comments together and stuff, and it's fantastic, right? I love that part. And then my poor friend will share that post, and then they will share it to their garden. And oh my God, there's like a freaking napalm drop, right? It's a firestorm, and everyone around them is just like, just destroying them. And they're just like, their fingers are still on the keyboard, and there's like all this black powder like all over their face, right? And they open their eyes, and you can see the whites of their eyes while the rest of their eyes is black. And they're looking over at my garden, and my garden's like, there's like squirrels and shit coming up eating peanuts and stuff. And they're over there, and there's like landmines and freaking hyenas with 3 legs wandering around, you know, and like dudes with gas masks on, and they're just like, what the fuck just happened? And this is why I'm talking about the technology of prana and belief, guys. This is exactly why I'm talking about it. And I think it's super important that I'm pouring my heart out here, because I need people to see the strife that they are going to face. Because if they don't see it, it could be that when they're watching me put things in my garden that are received with this really nice, honorable, like tea ceremony, and they don't get that, they will personalize and internalize that shit, and it will eat them alive. And I need you guys to see the footsteps. Even when my face is in the mud, even when you can see me bleeding, even when I'm walking through the streets just like, I'm fine. And there's all these fucking arrows in my back, and there's like this fucking giant chasing me, and he's like trying to whack off and chase me at the same time going, you're sodomite, and all this other shit's happening. I want you to see it all. And I want retards like Tat to get the fuck out of me, out of my life. I want these people that are like, you shouldn't talk about stuff, you shouldn't complain about stuff, you shouldn't make your stream this way. I need you to fuck off, man. I already don't have the numbers to justify why I should sell myself out and be like a Zionist cuck like Owen is right now. I don't even have those numbers to even have to worry about that. Do you know why? Because I'm awesome. Because deep down my keel, I know that I need to shake this boat up, and I can get a bunch of these cocks to fall off into the water. I'm so sorry I'm cussing right now. If I could stop cussing, you would see a lot of other things change. You're not going to see those things change. Those of you on the yellow brick road, some of you are behind me, some of you are right beside me, some of you are so far ahead. And I step on your bricks every now and then, and I thank you. And I want you to know that every brick I see that's laid for me as I get there, I'm taking another one of my bricks and laying it right down, right beside himself, right beside that, and smushing that in there to give one more footprint for someone else. And I will take this shit like tat, telling everyone how disturbed I am, for telling you how I feel. I'm disturbed because I'm telling you how I feel. I'm disturbed because I'm showing you the yellow bricks that I've had to lay down to get here. And I want you to have them. And I don't give a shit how bad it is or how much it hurts or whatever. Mansfield, many more hyenas in my hood. I don't think anyone is walking in my garden, let alone looking at it. Laugh my ass off. I want you guys to look at your social media space as your energetic psychic field. Moss was not invented. It was formed by the relationship. It was formed by the relationship. Let's get rid of 5.0 now. Even just joking about that is let's kill off 5.0. We'll go ahead and block him for that one. That's pretty fucked. Yeah, thanks. He can come back as 6.0. Freaking cuck. Probably just need to just start muting him all the time because he's just throwing me off. Why would we even need to go there? Why would we even need to yeah, let's be pro-Zionist now. I don't even understand why we would even need to go there. Thanks, man. Yeah, Cuck 6.0. It's can someone bring some actual heat? Because the only heat I've seen out of Tat and Clown have been like, you don't have a family. Or, you shouldn't talk about feelings. You got feelings. That's like weird. You should get on the front of the boat and touch your wooden boobies and be like, I'm king of the world. I'm king of the world. You should do that. Yeah. I'm the Zionist king of the world. Think about your social media circle as your electric field. And look at the attacks that are coming in as dojo opportunities. I mean, like, enjoy them. As much as you can, enjoy them. Even the abandonment. I have a trigger for abandonment. I've been abandoned a lot. And I've always been abandoned because there hasn't been a reason why. And the reason why is because they haven't been able to give me one. The people that abandoned me because my witness was too strong didn't know that's what it was. They didn't know that. And so now I have to go back and fucking forgive them. Vitriol. Thanks a lot. I get to go back and forgive them now. I get to go back and find even more compassion for people that fucking wronged me. But I need that. I want that. I'm going to use that for bricks. I'm going to use that for bricks. Use that. Think about that electric field as you're making those posts. The next time someone gives you the vitriol, next time you got like a retard like Tad or something, use that and go, how can I respond to this? Like, actually ask yourself, how can I respond to this in the most positive? What's going to cause me to leak or gain the most prana? Right? The woman that gave me this Dear John letter, she gave me like stuff. She's like, oh, I need you to mail these out, and I need you to give these out, and this is symbolic of this, and this, and what that is just like she wants memento. She wants the Dear John, but she wants memento. She wants it to be important. So she's like, in the letter, I'll always be here for you as I'm leaving. It's the constant idea of, I just don't want to feel bad. I just don't want to feel bad is where that comes from. And it's the same thing that happens when someone dies. When someone I care about dies, people come up to me and they go, what can I do? And I look at them and I don't say this, but I'm like, you want me to give you a to-do list of things you can do right now so you'll feel better because someone I know died? And they're like, yeah. This is why I tell you got to listen to the prana economy, because that's literally what's happening with the energy between you. I bet you didn't even know that. I bet you've been guilty of that. I've been guilty of that. That's why I know. You see how important it is to have ego? Because having ego means when you get home from the funeral, like I did a couple decades ago when I did that for the first time, I was like, holy fuck. What did I do? Oh. I went over and asked for a to-do list of things that would make me feel better because someone lost their husband or their wife or their child or whatever. And it takes so much ego to admit that. It takes so much ego to own your own abandoning of others. The times that you've taken someone and stuck them with a pin like a bug in a little case. We fear witness as much as we need it, right? Rachel gets that, I bet. We fear witness as much as we need it. Owen needs witness, and he fears it. No one has big enough witness for Owen except for James True, and it's too bright. It's too bright. And it's the story of my fucking life. It literally happens to me every fucking time. It could be friends, it could be people I love, it could be family members, it could be my work, it could be my industry, it could be whatever I do. That's what happens to me. And I don't give a shit if you want to say, oh, look at him playing poor me. I'm trying to tell you what to expect. Guys, I'm trying to tell you what to expect. Peter, Brand, Barely, Bible Farm, John, OKC, Hardwood, Jim, Brave. I just want you to know what to expect. The more you take this road, the more your witness is going to get you abandoned. And I want you to know this more of like you're in the dojo and you're telling me, James, what's it take to get a black belt? And I don't have my black belt yet. But I know what it fucking takes. You gotta start walking upstairs. And every time you get up another fucking floor, there's someone else there to fucking abandon you. And that's the only way you're gonna get that belt. It's the only fucking way. It's the only way. You gotta have enough ego to do what I'm fucking doing right now. That's how you get the black belt. Fuck, I can't believe I'm doing this right now. It's the only way to get it. And I guarantee you, my ceremony when I have that black belt, no one will be around. And I wouldn't need them. You understand? I wouldn't need them for that. I swear to you, truth is a silver coin at the bottom of the ocean. And not all of us are going to get it. Most of us aren't. I will drown before I get it. And I'm still going for it. I'm still fucking going for it. I want you to see these bricks. I want you to see these bricks. Holy fuck, Althea. That really hit me. Thank you. God will witness you, James. Yeah. Yeah, I know. He does. It's. I'm not even complaining, guys. I'm just telling you what it's like to get a black belt. I'm just telling you. I'm not telling you I got it. I'm telling you I know what it takes. And I haven't seen... Jesus is a black belt. Krishna had a black belt. Siddhartha had a black belt. There are friends in my life that have these moments where they're wearing their black belt and they don't even know it. You need this. We all need this. She fucking put in the Dear John note. I hope this vitriol helps you. Love your spirals, James. Thanks. Thanks. I appreciate that. I know you. I know you do. And anyone that says I don't have a fucking family, I'm going camping right now with my family, so fuck off. I just don't bring my family into this. I love you guys. Thanks for the super chats. James out. Have it's a great day. Seriously, guys. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. And man, don't hear me as sad. I'm just like, fuck. That's all. It's there's nothing sad about this. This is the best apocalypse ever. I'm not fucking saying that. Every day I'm getting, it's something huge is coming. Something huge is coming. I'm telling you. And this is great. I'm having fun. I hope you guys are enjoying the show too. I'll keep laying bricks, man. I'll keep doing it. It doesn't matter what they say. I'll keep doing it. And, yeah. All right.